Baturdays. Baturdays. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the past. Baturdays. 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 In the BatCave.
Hello and welcome to Doubleheader of the Dog, Doubleheader Day of OmniDog, where I've done it's my second show in a few hours. And how are you, Minister of Comics, my partner?
Well, it's been a month since our last show. No need to worry, but Jess and I just got out of comic buyers rehab, and we're doing a little bit better. But it's you know, Jess, you know how it is, one day at a time, right? Oh, you fell off the wagon.
Yeah, my one day didn't go too well.
It's probably bad to have our first show after our comic rehab be about hauls, but I mean, you got to give the fans what they want, despite your personal issues.
They didn't tell us that we couldn't.
They just said, you know,
Don't.
try not to.
Yeah,
I tried.
right.
It didn't work, so I did my job.
Yeah. What was your job?
To try my best not to get a haul, but I didn't.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes the haul just finds you, Jess.
True.
Like one time I remember you doing a haul video saying, well, I wanted these books and it was time to buy them. Don't need any more explanation besides that.
Awesome. Look at nice taking a shot at NMC. That's funny. I'm surprised that Taylor isn't guesting on NMC due to the Batman review show. I guess this show is more important.
I signed a non-compete clause with Jess, so I can't star in any other channels on YouTube.
He's exclusive to me.
Yes.
I got him.
I can star on like Vimeo, but who watches Vimeo? So
Vimeo.
You ever heard of Vimeo? It's like the other video streaming site that nobody uses.
Oh, like TikTok?
No, it just has like better video quality, like better like 1080p.
Like YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube doesn't have the best video quality.
No.
So Vimeo is better, but no one really uses it for anything.
I'll make sure my daughter does an interview for Vimeo.
There you go.
Big Elmer Crud here. Some with Kenny Crayley. How you doing, buddy?
Is Big Elmer Crud a new guy? I don't remember that name.
I've seen Big Elmer before.
Who is? I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Maybe
I'm gonna believe that is. I'm gonna believe that is Elmer Crud.
Yeah,
Just
me
how we
too.
believe
MN40.
Yeah, MN40 is that guy in his thumbnail.
That's right, a Jess Bragg exclusive. Hey, here's Joe Goose. How's it going, buddy? Dean Brooks. Hi, guys. Always enjoy watching your videos and love your enthusiasm. Woo! That's us. We're enthusiastic.
I'll try to drum up some enthusiasm. My two kids are sucking the life out of me day by day. I'm like my eyes are just closing more and more each day. Eventually, I'll walk around like this.
Chris Original Recipe, one of my good buds. Good to see the dynamic duo back at it. We are the dynamic duo.
Not Batman, not Robin. That's for sure.
Oh, you know what? Oh, shoot. I misplaced that piece of paper. Somebody said they wanted us to do a show about Robin, our favorite Robin and our favorite Robin books.
I had that on my...
Or was it favorite Batman and Robin books?
I had that on my idea list to do our favorite Robins and things like that. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Good. Okay.
So great minds think alike, whoever's idea that was as well.
It was somebody at the 3 p.m. chat. Wait, if Jess owns Taylor, does he there owe for me? And I sure do. I want a piece of that revenue. I got him to for all his royalties.
I haven't seen
just his pretty face.
I haven't seen any revenue from that, so I'm not sure how much you're going to be getting. Did you hear? I saw a funny story today. Marissa Tomei was in a Judd Apatow, Pete Davidson movie like 2 years ago, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even get paid for that. I didn't even notice." I didn't get paid for that movie.
She didn't notice she didn't get paid.
That's when you know you're rich. When you don't notice that you didn't get paid for something like that. When she was there for months shooting a film, and then 2 years later, she's like, "Oh man, I didn't get paid."
Wow.
She's probably rolling in that Spider-Man money right now.
Oh boy. I wish they hadn't. Well, they could go back in time like they did with Black Widow and have an Aunt May series. I'd like to see that. Huh?
You did the very thing you hate, Jess. You spoiled the movie.
I just want them to go back in time and do an Aunt May movie.
If you haven't seen that movie 3 months later, that's your fault.
Yeah, really.
You're not like real fan.
Oh, it was Nicolas Cage. It was Nicolas Cage. Favorite Robins and Robin stories.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
I was planning to do something like that. It was in the back of my mind, but I'll put it on the front of my mind.
Thanks for tuning in twice today. I appreciate that, Nicholas. Here's something you guys can appreciate. If you haven't heard, Organic Priced Books has a code with me now. OmniDog. Type in the code OmniDog. It's in my description. I've also got a link to Organic Priced Books, so you can just click right on the link. Use the code OmniDog. Save $2 on your order. Is that easy or what? And then if you want to save more money, you get 5% off if you ship 3 or more books together. And the code for that is, you better copy and paste this one. Just brag, ship it together. There were a lot of other people in the chat that were saying like Patty should say to the code should be Just brag, get it together, and Just brag, get your life together, and stuff like that. But it's Just brag, ship it together for Organic Price Books, 5% off. Ship 3 or more books together, and there's the code OmniDog, and I'll be shamelessly shilling it throughout the show.
Can you use both codes at the same time?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Here's a question.
I don't have the ability to control the chat, to control the video anymore, so I guess I have to pay attention to Jess's dumb voice.
What?
I was just joking.
Whoa, were you?
Yeah, I was just joking.
Jeez. Not a Robin fan, but I love Nightwing and the New Order series.
I haven't read that yet. I've heard good things about it.
Is it Nightwing in the New Order?
No, it's a miniseries that Kyle Higgins did like 3 or 4 years ago, where it's like set in the future, and it's called Nightwing: The New Order.
Oh, I haven't read that.
It's like a skinny trade, like a miniseries.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's on Hoopla, so we can read it that way if we want to.
All right, let me add it to Hoopla.
I am trying to get more Nightwing stuff in my collection, so I'll probably pick it up at some point down the road.
Hoopla, Hoopla, Hoopla.
That was one Omni I didn't buy, his Nightwing New 52 run. I don't think you got that one either.
No, I didn't. No. Nightwing and the New Order series. Oh, wait, maybe I can say it. Nightwing and the New Order. Well, you didn't spell Nightwing right, but that's it. Whoa, whoa, I forgot to turn it off.
Siri never lets you down.
Whoa. That's all what I forgot to turn off. Okay. Well, I got it. Nightwing and it corrected to Nightwing. Very nice. Instead of Knightwing. I haven't seen any revenue. That's what happens when you hire Tyler as your accountant, I guess.
Gotta be careful hiring somebody from Mississippi.
Good call, Noir Wolf. Carrie Kelly is my favorite Batman woman. Robin. I was looking over at the.
In the third Dark Knight Master Race story, she does wear the Batman costume. So
I did not read that.
You shouldn't.
Okay.
Nobody just read the Dark Knight Returns and act like it's ending from there because it had a great ending, and just go from there.
I couldn't say that any stronger.
It's like watching the Jaws movies. Just watch the first one.
Right.
Did you ever see Jaws 3D in theaters?
I did not. I don't even think I saw Jaws 2. I was happy with just one. The sequels didn't look good to me. And then there was that famous paycheck movies of Michael Caine, Jaws 4, which he admittedly did for the money.
Yeah.
That was no that was no Schindler's List, pal. Wow. And I almost steered into that. The Nicholas K. I almost steered into that stuttering John pronunciation from the Howard Stern show. What's up, guys? From Dom McHugh. What's up, guys? 1 a.m. here. Ugh. Watching for my night shift at work. So you must be overseas. Thank you for tuning into us, Dom. 1 a.m. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Jess, have you ever walked out of a movie in the theater?
Yeah. I'm having to think of what it was called. And I walked out because my girlfriend at the time didn't like it. It was in college.
Oh, I thought you were saying she splashed a drink in your face.
That was a different time. We were at a bar, not a movie.
I know. I thought maybe this is a separate occasion.
No, this was way before that thing happened. This was in college, and they had this movie called Sorcerer with the guy from Jaws.
That's a William Friedkin movie. It's
yeah,
with Roy Scheider.
Roy Scheider, exactly. She did not like that movie, and halfway through, she said, I'm not having fun." And I was like, "Let's go have fun," and we left.
Have you ever watched it since?
No, because she's the last girl that broke my heart, and so I don't want to watch that because I associate it with her. I don't care if it's the greatest movie ever.
Even now, you would still feel that broken heart again.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie before. I don't think. I've fallen asleep during a movie in the theater, and that was the newest Hellboy. Oh, I fell asleep. I had a free movie ticket, and even that was too expensive to see that. I fell asleep halfway through, and that's never happened to me in a theater. I mean, everyone falls asleep while watching on the couch.
Yeah.
Falling asleep in a movie theater is much different.
Yeah.
That has to be a real big snooze fest.
Yeah. When I was just gotten out of college, a friend and I I was still in Stockton taking classes, and a friend and I called my buddy who is a stockbroker in town to come meet us at the movies because it's the middle of the day and he's a stockbroker. He can do whatever he wants. And he had been drinking at a company function by the time he got there at 4. And we had already sat through the first episode of the first movie of Arthur. We loved it, but we didn't want to sit through a second movie. So he sat down.
Arthur.
Huh?
I know there's a second Arthur movie.
There was, and it was terrible. But I meant the first Arthur back in 1981.
Isn't that Michael Caine again?
No, that's Dudley Moore.
Oh, okay.
We didn't want to. We saw it already and didn't want to sit through it again by the time he got there, which was fine because he fell asleep in front of us, and so we put his sunglasses on, emptied out a big box of popcorn, and put the popcorn box on his head, and then got beer cans from our cars. Sorry, and threw them all around him in his lap. He slept through it all. Did I fail to mention he was my roommate at the time? And when I got home, my bed was filled with unpleasant things. He got me back right away.
Psycho Cleveland. You're right. I was thinking of Alfie with Michael Caine.
Oh,
I think that's also a 70s. That's a 70s movie, I think.
Alfie. I think that's a 60s movie.
And they redid it with Jude Law like 20 years ago. I got this confused.
I don't know. Didn't they remake Arthur recently? Oh gosh, I hope not.
They're making everything.
Walked out of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade at the 7th watch. Just couldn't cope watching it all to the end again.
I do love that movie.
What Last Crusade?
That's
where he chose poorly.
Yeah, that's Sean Connery.
Oh, I like that movie.
Yeah, but he said that was the 7th time.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot to see it. That's a lot to see a movie in a theater. I think the most I've ever seen a movie in a theater is 3 times, and that's been years because that was back when movies weren't as expensive as they are now.
Right. I feel after you've seen it 7 times, you can leave it.
What movie do you think you've seen more than any other in your entire life? I think mine would be Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've probably seen that more than anything else.
I would say it's either Caddyshack or Animal House.
I haven't seen either.
I weep for your generation.
Caddyshack was one of those movies my parents would watch with their friends, but I was never allowed to watch it.
But I can see why.
I just kept forgetting. I know someone whose parents only let them watch the parts with the gopher, and that's all they could watch. With the parts of Bill Murray and the gopher, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it though.
And I highly doubt that Animal House would pass any kind of
Or Caddyshack
standards testing today.
I mean, watching Airplane recently, there's no way that movie would be in theaters now.
I love that movie.
I love that movie too. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but there's no way
Right.
that would work in our PC culture today. There's
And
no
neither would Animal House. I mean, they break so many rules back in 1979.
Even movies like The Hangover, I don't think those movies would be made today. I think
wow.
I think the R-rated comedy is much more trimmed back than it used to be. I don't think it's able to be as edgy and progressive as it used to be. That's just my personal opinion. I think comedy right now is just a difficult thing.
Yeah, you might be right. Oh, we have 2 viewers from Malaysia. Here's Farhan. I think Taylor is on the same page with me on this. Are we finally going to get our hands on the final Parker Martini edition?
I hope so. Ed Brubaker keeps talking about it. Him and Sean Phillips did a story for it that's been done for a while. They've just been pushing it back for a very long time. That's probably the book I want the most this year. I can't think of anything else that I want more than that. That's probably the top of your list too, right? At least close to the top. The second Martini
edition.
It
is close to the top. I'm really excited for the question.
Gwenpool. You've put off upgrading, but this is one you will break that rule for, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to sell my trades, and I need to sell my trades of something else I just recently upgraded. But this year, I'm trying as hard as possible not to upgrade. And here's another Malaysian viewer. Do you guys know each other? Good morning from Malaysia, guys. I just finished reading Nameless by Grant Morrison. I think to read it again. Have you read it? Yes, and I'm sorry. I'm going to call you Ambi because I'm afraid
try your darndest to say that name.
Ambi. Okay. Ambigarage. Ambigarage.
Niker.
Naker. Ambigarage Naker.
We just offended a whole nation.
Nameless is an extremely difficult read, Ambi. It is. I don't think I even own it anymore. I had, and I'll tell you when I don't understand a book. I didn't understand that book. It went way over my head. I read it and looked at it, and then got to the end where Grant Morrison said I had to read a bunch of other books to understand the premise of Nameless. And I said, forget it. I'm not going to read a bunch of books so I can read this comic book. I want to read this comic book and just enjoy it. I don't want to have to do homework so I can enjoy the comic book. So I'm sorry, but that's a no from me. If you read it again and enjoy it even more, I think that's great. I wish I could understand it, but alas, I did not.
Jess is going to give you the Randy Jackson, Ambi. That's a no from me, dog.
That's a no from me, dog. Saw Taylor, Nicholas K. I saw Taylor's review of Nightly News by Hickman on Instagram and bought the deluxe on eBay for $12. Have you ever read it, Jess? I have it right here in my small Hickman collection. I've read it twice, 2, 3, 4 times. I just read Secret by Hickman, and I read Pax Romana recently by Hickman, which is fine for Taylor to read, and Nightly News. Have you read it?
I did read the Nightly News. I think it's a really good first outing.
We're talking about your review. I'm sorry.
I think it has some really great elements. I think you learn a lot, and I like how it's very ambiguous what the messaging is. It's obvious that he doesn't agree with what the main people are saying, but he's presenting an unfiltered view of different opinions. I think some of the characters could have actually been like, I think Hickman sometimes has a hard time with making characters really well-rounded. I think he's a great plot guy. He has great concepts. He has those great, like, epic moments. His character work isn't always the best thing about him. And I think that's one of the weaknesses of this first book. But the art is really interesting. You're never going to find a book like his in terms of how he does his art. It's very unique. It's very distinct. I haven't read Pax Romana, but I know it looks very similar. But I think if you're a Hickman fan, having this early stuff's really cool to have on your shelf. It's kind of like having the early Bendis Jinx World stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool to
Yeah.
see how like some of your favorite creators started out.
What's the other one? Red News from Mars or something?
There's like Transhuman. There's
a Mars one. Wait a sec. That's right.
I think what else?
Or Planet Red. What the heck is it called? The Red. Oh, it has nothing to do with it. The Red Wing. I thought it was called the Red Planet, and it's the Red Wing.
There is a Mars book though that he has.
I felt like it. Maybe that's what the Red Wing's about.
I thought Mars was the
remember.
title though. I'm sure somebody in the chat will correct us and think we're idiots, but that's why you guys are here. Help us
out. Avatar is something Hayden fell asleep during.
Man, I'm so excited for all those sequels that are coming over 10 years later.
10 years? Oh, was it?
Said nobody.
10 years?
Nobody's looking forward to this.
Let's see. We have some new comments I can keep on. Do you want to Oh, yeah. I hear that.
But hey, a great part of that movie is the Darth Maul fight. That's one of the coolest Star Wars moments for me. As a kid, I remember watching that and being blown away by that lightsaber duel.
Who to watch? Jess or Omar? Both live right now. Yikes. The first one is who? Just stay here. We're not going to spoil Batman for you. I watch Groundhog Day every time I get a chance. I'd love to see that again. That's a classic. I think we own it. Patty bought it. Here's Lars, who was kind enough to send me good wishes. I fell asleep watching Tim Burton's Batman for the 6th time. That's not what we're talking about here.
What was your reaction to that movie in 1989 when you first saw it, Jess? Were you a fan?
I thought it was the greatest thing that had ever happened to me in my lifetime.
I love that movie growing up. I just posted on my Instagram story a couple nights ago. I think my favorite Batman moment still in a movie, just because it's really imbued on my brain, is the end of Batman whenever Alfred picks up Vicky Vale and he says, "I'm sorry, Master Bruce will be late." And she's like, "I'm not surprised." And the epic music comes on and it scales up the building like dan da 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 da. And you see Batman silhouetted against the night sky with the bat signal.
Yeah.
I just loved, oh my gosh. I remember that just being I remember like fist bumping as a kid, like, yeah, like this is so awesome. I love that movie as a kid so much. That and Batman animated series were just my jam.
Yeah.
As a kid and now still.
Yeah, I haven't watched it recently, but I feel that it was so iconic and original. I feel it's probably stands up really well to watch it again.
It's funny because back then it was so dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Now when you watch it, it's somewhat campy in different ways, but it's still a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's still Michael Keaton is great as Batman. Jack Nicholson is still he's Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He's not exactly the Joker, but there's so many great, like you said, so many great moments from that movie.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be in my top 5 favorite Batman movies, just because it's so, like you said, iconic, and it's just so tied into my nostalgia as a kid.
Yeah, I loved when Vicky Vale was looked in the bed and couldn't find Michael Keaton, and he was hanging upside down from the exercise bar.
Alfred will never live down letting her in the BatCave.
That was not a high. That was disappointing to me as a comic fan. Disappointing.
I always love. I know the part that you hate, but I love as a kid. Whenever Joker pulls out the big revolver out of his pants. I mean, come on, that was funny.
Yeah, but taking down the Batplane with one shot from a pistol.
Yeah, but it was like it was like a cannon though. The barrel was like longer than this broom.
Well, that's true.
I love when he says Bob Gun when he shoots him. Wait, what did you think of Batman Returns, though? We did our rankings like 3 years ago, so I don't remember if you liked that movie.
Which one was Batman Returns? Was that
Penguin and Catwoman?
I wanted to like it more than I liked it. The Penguin character and origin of him was so dark. It was just too dark even for me back then. That is, that Pee Wee Herman's just letting him go in a sewer river, and yeah,
But Danny DeVito really was the perfect candidate for the Penguin, though. Was there anybody back then who could have been the Penguin better than Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
We could have had a Wolverine Danny DeVito. That was...
Yeah. But of that era, I mean, it's my second favorite. Then the Val Kilmer one I dealt with, and then I didn't go see the George Clooney one.
I think the Val Kilmer, again, I'm speaking from nostalgia because I was a little kid when that came out. Even watching it today, it has a lot of issues, but it's still enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
Batman and Robin is just not enjoyable.
It's just a mess, right?
Yeah, but Batman Forever is still an enjoyable movie. Like Jim Carrey is funny. Tommy Lee Jones is too much as Two-Face. Yeah. But there were still some really great moments from that movie, even though it's a little bit campy for me personally.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, how far behind am I? Do you want to look at any wait. 22nd of May is the release of the next Martini edition.
Let's hope so. From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah. Do you want to show some of your haul? You had went to one of your honey holes and found some Boss comic books.
I did. So I went to my honey hole, well, one of them yesterday, and I decided, like Jess said, there were some books I wanted, and it was time to get them. Now, this is a book that I read, I think, a year or two ago on Hoopla, and I loved it, and I wanted to have it in my collection. And speaking of the Penguin, Pride, Pain and Prejudice by Greg Hurwitz, who's one of my favorite prose novelists. His Orphan X series is one of the best crime spy books you'll read ever. It's fantastic. So I really recommend that to those of you who read books, who read things besides comics. But Jess, speaking of dark, I think this is darker than Batman Returns.
That's a dark book.
The thing that's
really good.
The thing that Penguin does to people in this is like crazy. Like this one guy, calls him and he calls him a name. He didn't realize it was the Penguin. He tries to apologize, and Penguin says, "Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." And then he says, "Have him brought to me." And it turns out he has his entire life wrecked. Like he has his kids killed. He has his wife imprisoned or something. Has his life totally torn apart, but he lets him live. He has the same thing multiple times. He'll ruin your life, but he'll let you live. And like one guy is found hanging himself or something like that. So it's really, really dark stuff. I would say this is the definitive Penguin story if you want to read about the Penguin. There's nothing better in terms of the Penguin than this book in comics, in my opinion.
I agree. That is a great book.
Not that there's a lot of Penguin definitive stories, but I would say if there is one, it is that.
The definitive death of Penguin was the Harley Quinn cartoon. That was great. When she just ups and stabs him, and I'm like, oh, Penguin's gone for this show now. She just kills him. It was great.
Yeah, Marcelo, if that is the Penguin story to read, I would definitely recommend it to any of you. And going on the Greg Hurwitz train, I got his Dark Knight run. And so this is after David Finch stopped writing, because I heard that David Finch wrote a horrible first volume that nobody liked. And then it really picked up steam with Cycles of Violence, which is volume 2, and this is a Scarecrow story. So I'm really excited to be reading this. I love his novels, and I'm really excited to see how he handles Batman. I also really enjoyed Penguin, so I have really high hopes for these books. The first one has art by David Finch, but thankfully he's not writing it this time. As Jess would say, as a writer, he's a great artist.
Yep.
And then volume 3 is Mad Hatter with Ethan Van Sciver.
Okay.
The artist.
And these are all Greg Hurwitz books?
Yes. This is the Dark Knight run after David Finch stopped writing.
Okay.
He does draw it for the first arc.
I feel like David Finch had a short stint on Detective in the New 52, but I'm not sure.
I think that was Tony Daniel.
No, Tony Daniel started it out. And then I feel like David Finch might have done like volume 7 or something.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Detective Comics New 52 wasn't exactly the gem in the crown of DC at that time.
No, and that's where they threw David Finch.
And the 4th volume is drawn by Alex Maleev, and it's a Clayface story. Alex Maleev drawing Batman, please sign me up for that. I think he's one of the best artists in comics, especially with his Daredevil run with Bendis. So I'm really looking forward to this. I don't think you have these, right, Jess?
I don't. No.
One of the only Batman books you don't have. But I'm really looking forward to reading all these very soon. So that's Clay, Mad, and Cycles of Violence by Greg Hurwitz.
Nice.
And that's my honey hole haul.
Good.
Jess, do you want to show off some of your haul or get to some questions before we jump into your haul? Then I'll show off my IST haul in a few minutes.
Okay. Well, I did a haul video earlier today where I showed books and they actually turned out to be, much to my surprise, very recent releases, like 2 weeks ago. I got a couple boxes from a place that is known to some as DCBS. This is Excalibur Volume 2. I think this just came out. So I was happy that this was part of it with the goopy little dupe guy on the front. It's not dupe. I mean, whoever it is, the little dorky guy. I haven't read any of Excalibur, but
Omar would be disappointed in you, Jess.
Oh, he's always disappointed in me.
That's true.
He's given me several blueprints for success on this channel, and I haven't followed up any of them.
Too much work.
Yeah, Revenge of the Stitch, Star Wars Rise of the Sith Legends. So I haven't read any of this material. I don't know anything about it. So I'm pleased to be able to watch this and read it too. So that was the second Omni I got, and I'll just show one more book, which is shocking to people. Gen 13, starting over, the deluxe edition.
Wait, does that include any of the books you bought while you were up here?
You
bought a lot of Gen 13, didn't you?
I did, and a viewer and I went over it, and it did not include it did not include anything in this, so it's good.
All right, good.
Yeah, and I really actually do want to read that really soon. That it intrigues me.
Are you going to read the Wildcats Absolute?
If I still had it, I might.
You put a lot of effort to get that off the shelf. In that one
I
comic
did,
store.
yeah, that was way high.
It was stuck up there too.
Yeah, and it had a bunch of that famous Pittsburgh dust on top.
Well, yeah,
from the outdoors.
Pittsburgh is notorious for outside dust.
Yeah,
outside dust is ruining our homes and ruining our collectibles. So you gotta be careful of that outside dust. That when you open the door, Jess, it's just gonna fly right in.
Yeah, and I didn't know about it.
You'd have a screen door or a glass door to protect yourself.
Yeah, I don't think a screen door. The level of dust I found on some of these things, I don't think a screen door is helping you. It's just blowing in.
It's like a dust bowl up here.
Wow. Let's see. Good idea for a show would be to go through Batman's classic rogues gallery and recommend a story for each of them. I don't know of a great story for most of them. That's probably a pretty good idea. Does that interest you at all, buddy?
Yeah, I think I probably could think of a book for everybody. We probably have to limit to some degree. I don't know if I'm going to do like a Killer Moth. But well, actually, Killer Moth had a great story in Batgirl Year One.
Yeah.
So maybe we could go that deep if we want to.
Get one for the Grasshopper Gang too.
I mean, Kite Man has Tom King's run, so that's pretty cool for him.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Marcelo.
I wonder if Tom King got a check from season 1 or so of Harley Quinn for his contribution with Kite Man.
Oh,
there's no way Kite Man would have been in there without Tom King's run.
I have to start watching Harley Quinn again. It's been just long enough.
I wonder when season 3 comes out.
I don't know. I'm excited for it though. Whenever. Oh well, thank you. Call me Top Gun 4. Yeah, please give us a like, folks. Thank you. Telling you all thank you for being wonderful people. Peace and love. Thank you. Call me Top Gun. Yeah, if everyone could drop us a like, that would help a lot. Like, subscribe, comment. Those are usually the things I say at the end, but now I'm saying them right now. Omar has no say, for God's sakes. He loves you here too.
That's a book we're both happy that's not in our collections.
Jess, Gen 13 book you got there is the original series from the 90s. Right. And I bought a bunch of skinny trade paperbacks up in Pittsburgh. And I was worried that some of the stories might be in that Gen 13 Deluxe. but they're not. So I have I have a solid library of Gen 13, so I hope I like it.
It's always great to have a huge collection of books you're not sure if you're gonna like.
I know.
Scary. You're reading it. Oh yeah, I'm convincing myself I like this.
Yeah. How many individual volumes of Sandman are there? Depends on what format you're in. I've got 3 Omnis.
There's 10 trades, and there's like 5 of those deluxes. Are there 3 absolutes or 4 absolutes? I don't even know.
It's come out in so many formats. I don't know. It could be. He says he thinks he's seen a volume 11 about.
What format hasn't come out for Sam? It's like Watchmen. Every single format imaginable has been put out.
Yeah. Gen 13 is amazing, so don't worry, Jess. Awesome. Thank you. I think, Warren, you may be the one that got me going on Gen 13 for some reason. That it seems familiar to me that you may have encouraged me to pre-order the book and then got my interest up. So I'm holding you responsible. Jess, is your t-shirt from TeePublic or somewhere else? It's from somewhere else.
Nice profile picture.
Hey, dude. I'm going to take the dog out, but I'm keep listening because I'm not a poser like those people from the earlier stream. We had a bunch of people that said, hey, got to go walk the dogs, but thanks. Cycle Cleveland, hanging in strong.
I'm happy that he's here, but where are the caps?
Would you? Oh, darn it. You're welcome, buddy. I'm pretty sure it is you that got me started on Gen 13, and I do want to read that deluxe this week.
Are there any series, Jess, that you've like fully invested in without reading, and you're nervous to start them because you're worried you're not going to like it? Like you've like accumulated like the whole series, and you're just like, I'm nervous to start because what if I don't like it, and I invested all this money into it?
Yeah, peace and love on X-Men 90s, but after I had a complete omnibus of everything, thick trade, hardcover, whatever, from like Uncanny X-Men 1 on through till New X-Men. And I decided to sell it all before I read it because I realized that I had made a mistake. That I was, for those of you who like 90s X-Men, I 100% am in favor of that. You love it as much as you want. I realized I wasn't going to get to it because there were other X-Men books I wanted to read before it. And I bought those on impulse. I bought everything when it came out on impulse because I wanted to have a complete X-Men series. And now I realize I don't want a complete X-Men series.
2016, Jess was a completist.
That's probably where the problem started. Oh, here's a question for us.
That will be a part of my haul.
All right, let's show it.
All right.
So shockingly enough, it's a part of my haul.
I like this cover better than the DM, and I didn't want to wait for the DM to like this one better, so I picked up the regular cover.
The better cover.
I love it because it has like the PI door, it has the femme fatale behind the glass. I mean, this is Howard the Duck as a PI. This is Taylor Brown all over it. Like, this is like an ideal Taylor Brown book. It's by Chip Zdarsky. It has to be good.
But look, mine in my haul, I got it the same time you did, which is the first time it's happened in 8 months.
Yeah, usually you get it like in 2 or 3 months from now, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the DCBS might be caught up.
That's good. Well, you're pretty much done with DCBS though after these next couple.
I have about 3 more deliveries, I think. We're showing hauls, tangents, and Q&A. Don Pizarro.
You've read this book, right, Jess?
Where are we? Oh yeah, I read it in trades, and I think I sold my trades.
But you upgraded the omnibus, so I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I upgraded. To the omnibus. I sold my trade so I could get this, much like I will do with Gwenpool, which debuted in this.
We'll use very loosely.
What's that? Yeah,
Well,
it's
you-
well, no,
It's $60, so it's at least a fair price.
I think so. For
I'm
this,
glad-
I mean, omnibus just means collected works, and so this collects all his stuff, and so it can be a small omnibus as long as you don't charge $1 billion for
Yeah,
it.
it's $60 if you can see that. So it's not an expense. If you get an IST, it's what, like $40 if that. So it's
Well,
$37.
Yeah, but what if you got it organic price books?
Oh, that's true. But you don't want to buy it if you had a code. Like Jess, would we have? Oh, we do have a code.
Code OmniDog gets you $2 off your order, and if you get your act together and ship 3 or more books together, you get 5% off your order with the code JessBragg. Ship it together. This is all on my description page, so don't worry about it right now. You can copy and paste from my description page, but yeah, you buy a lot from, or you have bought a decent amount from OPB.
Yeah, I haven't had a bad experience. I've had a good experience. It's always quick shipping, and the packaging is always really good.
Yeah,
That's it. Organicpricebooks.com.
nicely done.
I think this might be thicker than the Superior Foes of Spider-Man. I wonder if it's thicker than Young Avengers. Young Avengers is pretty.
You want me
thin.
to get them both?
Do you have Superior Foes? I have an action figure in front of mine.
Superior Foes. You mean Superior Foes? Yeah, I have an action figure in front of mine too.
Do you have
Yeah.
access to Young Avengers?
I have access to them both. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if it's thinner. They're probably very similar, I would think.
Okay, I think they are extremely similar.
But I think the price point on this is better than the other two, right?
Well, let's see.
Like the others were 75.
Superior Foes was 50.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
Yeah. And so is Young Avengers.
Oh, never mind. Well, we are in 2022.
You know what you're talking about.
We are in the year of price gouging.
Yeah,
Everything
true.
is-
175 for the new 52 omnibus. Can you
Yeah,
believe
we're
that?
$4 gasoline, so we're in the year of things being more expensive. Yeah, I think it actually might be bigger than the other two.
I think it is
very
too.
Close. It's very thin margin.
Yeah. Young Avengers is close, but Howard's bigger. I'm sure that'll get used again.
Yeah, Hayden will use that as a meme.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna read Howard the Duck this upcoming week. I'm
Good.
really excited about
I
it.
should reread it with you.
That's up on deck. Another book I got, Jess, my book of the year as of March 5th, 2022 is The Flintstones.
Oh, it took Beta Ray Bill's place?
Yes. This is probably the hardest I've laughed at a comic since Jimmy Olsen by Matt Fraction.
So great.
My one of my favorite parts was whenever Pebbles is running against a guy for student body president, and his campaign slogan is "Vote for me or I'll punch you in the beef." There's not a single serious topic in human history that's not tackled by this book. They tackle religion, the economy. They do everything in this book. It's crazy. They're able to capture so much in 12 issues.
Yes.
And I love when the alien race shows up and is trying to decide if they're going to obliterate mankind or not, if they're worth saving. And the other alien children come there for their spring break. That was just so much fun. And this is a really nice deluxe, Jess. I know you don't have it, but man, this is a nice book.
I
think
you're hurting my soul.
Jess, I want to help you in your endeavor to save money.
No, you don't.
This is the one thing I feel like you need to upgrade on, because look how good this is, man.
But look how nice these trades look together with all the other trades that are with the similar spine.
Do you have the Booster Gold issue in those?
Booster Gold isn't he? Wait, Booster Gold.
Booster Gold and the Flintstone specials in here. Please tell me it's not in those. Oh no, Jess, you have to get this now. I think you just have to.
Are you my friend or not?
Jess,
you're leading me down the garden path.
No. Jess, how many times have I helped you save money? I told you to sell certain things.
We're not talking about when you were piling books on top of my stack in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's why you came. So
that's true.
I was trying to be a good host.
That's true.
But this is just one. I know how much you love it. If you didn't know anything about it, you didn't like it, I would say stick with the Trays. But I know this is one of your favorite series of the past couple of years.
It really is.
It was just phenomenal. I can't speak highly of it enough. I think the only thing that's gonna top it this year is probably the Parker Martini edition and the next two Reckless books, because Reckless is always gonna be number one on my list, unless they really take a nosedive, which I can't imagine Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips doing.
No, how's that?
So this will definitely be my top 5 or my top 3.
Lars is talking about the book that's number one in my heart right now, Many Deaths of Layla Starr.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Unbelievable. I'm going to do a review of it this week, and man, oh man, I was crying during parts of it. It is so heartfelt and thoughtful, and it's got funny parts. Ram V is just an amazing writer. Really amazing.
And I think the Flintstones even had a great message in it too, where you see Mr. Slate mistreating his employees, bringing in like the Cro-Magnon man to replace the Homo sapien,
Right.
things like that. That was hilarious. And then Fred has that line of, if we're going to survive and thrive as a species, we have to learn to care for those who mean nothing to us. And that was a really cool line. Just as human beings, if we're going to have a world that's worth living in, we have to be able to care for those who aren't in our families, those who can't give us anything, caring for our fellow man, because that's what being human's all about. So I think it had a really good message behind it. It had a lot of funny, biting satire as well. I love how the local church is constantly changing their god. They worship Morp. They worship Morp. They worship Gerald. that was just really, really funny. So I can't think of a better book I've read in the recent past. This is a good book, Jess. Batman the Detective by Tom Taylor.
I didn't get that one yet, I don't think.
You ordered it though, right?
I did order it, yeah. That's one that's coming in, yeah.
The one annoying thing about this book is it comes with a duplicate page, and it takes out one of the pages that is helpful for the story.
Oh, there's a missing page?
Yeah, there's a duplicate. I mean, maybe it's in my copy and not everybody else's. I haven't heard anything yet, but I was able to piece together what that page is missing though. So I'm not going to go about the annoying work of trying to get it resent in and get a new copy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. It was a lot of fun. It's basically an Elseworld story where Bruce is older, and there's a new group called Equilibrium that's killing all of his victims that he saved. And so he does a world hopping mission to find out who's doing this and how he can stop them.
All the people that he saved, like from robberies and stuff?
Yeah, they're starting to track down everybody he saved over the course of his career and killing them.
Oh my gosh, what a great concept.
Because they think he's hurting more than he's helping. I think you'll really enjoy this book, Jess. It's Andy Kubert and Tom Taylor together. I wouldn't say it's a top 5 Tom Taylor book, but it's really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Taylor's done so many good things. The top 5's already filled. So, but this is a really worthwhile read, I think. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a really quick read. The last book I got, I could finally finish Justice League by Scott Snyder. And then, Jess, we could finally dive into reading Death Metal.
Yeah.
Which we've been waiting for a long time. And we've been procrastinating on for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the plan is to finish this. I just want to finish volume 2, and then we'll get into Death Metal by the end of this month.
Okay.
I'm sure nobody cares about our Death Metal review, but we'll still do it anyway.
I know, we're still going to do it anyway. Jess, how good is Astonishing X-Men? I have that in an order I bought recently. Taylor, I won't speak for Taylor because he has his own thoughts, and they are probably exactly those of mine. But he'll say it differently. New X-Men and Astonishing X-Men, I read them back together. Those are my introduction to X-Men. And those two Omnis made me a huge X-Men fan to the point where I bought everything ever published and am now selling half of it off. But Astonishing X-Men is super well written, great, good art. I can't remember the art. Is it good or great?
It's John Cassidy, so it's pretty great.
Okay, so it's damn good. The story is compelling and really interesting, and that plus New X-Men made me a huge X-Men fan.
You have to get New X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, and Uncanny X-Force. If there's any X-Men books, if you're not a huge X-Men fan, just get those 3 and you'll be good. That's like a great trilogy of books with similar themes that I think everyone will be benefiting from reading. even if you're not a big X-Men fan.
Yeah.
But Astonishing X-Men is probably my favorite of the three.
So great. So
I think New X-Men would have been my favorite if the art had been more consistent all the way through.
yeah, it gets tough in a few of those places.
I know Astonishing X-Men, it was probably annoying to read Astonishing X-Men when it came out because it was so delayed. But there is something to reading a whole run all the way through by one artist. That's just a really interesting experience that really just elevates the book to a different level. And I think New X-Men could have even elevated itself more, in my opinion, if it had a more consistent, excellent art base.
Yeah. I love the story, though.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to read this sooner than you because I want to read Villain of the Year. I'm not, and I know you have no interest in it. It's just 12 issues. So I'm going to read that. I am excited to get to Death Metal. So I'm glad I got this week.
Those have been gathering dust on my shelf for about a year now.
It is. Yeah, it's been a year. Yeah.
I think you needed a break from Justice League Dark, right?
I did. I took that break last night. I was I had just gotten done with I read Trinity of Sin with Pandora. There's the Justice League Dark issues of that. Then there's Forever Evil Blight, which was about 12 issues, and it's about 6 issues too long. That thing could have been wrapped up a lot quicker. So after that, I read a couple stories and I said, I need a break. So I read, I don't know if you've read this. Have you read the library edition for Black Hammer that is Barbalian and Captain Weird Cosmogog?
Yeah, the most recent one. I read that.
Yeah, I just read that last night.
I remember enjoying it for the most part.
Then I'm going to read Black Hammer Visions, which I know you're holding out for in a library edition.
I'm just going to wait for all those library editions because they seem like they're going to come at some point. Because they're never going to stop making those, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know why I bought them, but I bought them. And I want to read the Vision. I think Aiku is the one that told me they were worth reading.
My favorite of the... Which one has Dr. Andromeda? That was my favorite story.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
that was the second one, I think.
That made me weep at the end of that story.
Yeah. Fact. Yeah. Do you have number 1?
If you don't have the trades or the hardcovers, I would say go for it.
Yeah, but you need to have Omnibus Volume 1.
Is that out of print now?
No, but I mean, he wouldn't want to just start reading Volume 2, would he?
Right. I just didn't know if it was hard to get or not.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I stuck with my standard hardcovers.
I stuck with what I already had. I just finished that, I think, last year around December. I read the whole thing.
Yeah.
The new volume.
Because it's done now, right?
It's done now, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least for now. He said maybe they'll return to it in the future, but it'll be a new story.
So, Alexandre, our recommendation is yes on American Vampire. Definitely read it all. I am now rebranding the Taylor Brown Fan Club to the Church of Gerald.
All right, I'm happy with that.
Highly recommend Louisa, Now and Then. Yes, that is a fantastic book. Louisa is a great book. It is right there.
Man, Marika Tamaki's Detective Comics run. That first volume was rough.
I hope you're not talking about
The Neighborhood.
This book, buddy.
I am talking about that. You might like it, though. I'm sorry.
Oh, heck.
I thought you weren't. I didn't know you bought it. Sorry. I wouldn't have said anything if I didn't know you bought it.
Well, it's too late at that point.
You're going to forget about it in 2 weeks.
No, I'm not. I saw it today on my broadcast, and I was like, oh, damn, this is the Tamaki book of Taylor.
You might like it, though. I don't know. I always feel bad whenever I give something a bad or a mediocre review on my page and people say, oh, I'm so glad I'm not going to buy that now, or I had really high hopes for that. I'm like, well, you might still like it, though. I don't want to totally jam you up and have you not read a book that you might end up liking.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I love helping people read books that I love. I don't like really turning people off to books unless they're horrible.
Same. 100% same.
That book was horrible to me, though, but that's just me. So I'm sorry, Jess. Well, I wouldn't have said anything if I knew you had it. As you've noticed, I haven't said anything about the Batman because I don't want to get.
I
in
appreciate
trouble.
that.
I haven't said anything.
I appreciate that a lot. Godspeed to you listening well. It was your me, blah, 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 blah. How dare you? Actually, I'm surprised Unreadable Squirrel Girl didn't get one before Gwenpool. People really seem to like that book. I don't particularly, but some people do. DC decides to do a Metal Omni and Death Metal Omni. Would you upgrade?
Forget it. No, not doing it.
We're all maybe at one point, like 5 years ago, when I asked Scott Snyder when the omnibus was coming, and he said at the end of the year. I'm not convinced there's ever going to be an Omni, and I don't need another.
They did
Omni.
well. Now they're doing the absolute of just the main 6 issues of the original. That was such a dumb decision because the best part of that event was the tie-ins, which is never true.
Right.
Which is never true. But those Rise of the Batman or whatever it was, those one shots about the Dark Batman, that was the best part of the whole series.
Yeah.
So if you don't have those, I'm not buying it.
No.
I'm happy.
Forget it.
I know it's annoying how they collected it, but I'm happy with what I have. I'm not going to upgrade
I'm
anymore.
staying with my trades. My uneven sized weird trade, hardcover, standard, deluxe, absolute, whatever.
At least with Death Metal, they did a deluxe and then 3 trades. At least it was consistent to some degree.
Yeah. Here's a question. Actually, have you read Kyle and Yost X-Force?
I haven't finished it. I read portions of it. I have it, though.
I need to read this. I've had this. It was hard to find sort of in hardcover, and I've had it forever. And everybody's saying what Spoonful of Brody says is that it's the best. And I love Young Mutants, like X-Force, New Mutants, X-Force, New Mutants, whatever else. Who am I thinking of? Young X-Men, Church of X-Men.
The only thing that was bugging me when I read it, it's very tied into that era of X-Men. And it crosses over with stuff. And so I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't have those books. I know you probably have those books. It's probably fine for you. But I was like, I'm just going to wait until maybe I pick up those books or just get rid of them because I don't, you know how I feel about the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like, just tell me a contained story.
Right.
I don't want to know about all the other stuff. Forget it. So I don't know. I'll probably get back to it at some point. But I remember just being like, I like a lot of this, but this part is just really annoying me that I don't know what's going on and what they're talking about.
Yeah. Just thanks for the recommendation of Ultimate Spider-Man. Been enjoying it so far. Nice. That is a series you want to get every omnibus for, including, spoiler alert, Death of Spider-Man. Don't get mad at me. That's what Marvel called it.
I am wondering how they're going to handle the reprinting of that. Because we have Volume 2 coming out this year. I'm just wondering if they're going to reprint the Death of Ultimate Spider-Man, if they'll rebrand it as Volume 5 or whatever. I'm just curious how they're going to do that. Because I got Volume 1, I'll buy Volume 2, and I'll keep buying all the Omnis. I'm just curious how they're going to go about that.
Do you have Death of Spider-Man Omni?
No, I don't. I only have the first one they just reprinted.
Okay.
Because whenever I got into the collecting game, Ultimate Spider-Man was pretty much impossible to collect. Which is weird because it's probably one of the most popular Marvel books ever.
Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's definitely
with cause.
Definitely one of the most popular Spider-Man books.
I'm going to ignore that statement from Psycho Cleveland. It's just so wrong. Okay, American Vampire Omni 1 is out of print, I think. Okay, I don't know. Okay, American Vampire is incredibly out of print. Okay, Alexandria, you're on your own. Sorry, buddy. We think you should read it. Start with number 1. Maybe start with that hardcovers. They're probably cheap. World Black 4, Hammer Black 4 is coming September. Okay.
Feels like that series is never ending.
Yeah. I just finished in Primordial in singles by Lemire and Sorrentino. A fantastic read. Is it done?
Yeah.
Lars?
I think it's a 6-issue series or something. It's getting a hardcover from Image.
Image. Where can I access Image digitally? Can I?
On Hoopla, probably. There's a lot of Image books.
Okay.
I'm surprised you're not going to buy it. I'm surprised you're not going to buy it because you're a big Lemire fan.
Well, things have changed here in the past week, Taylor. There's been a shakeup in upper level management.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna tell us?
I'm no longer part of it. I got kicked down to a lower rung.
Were you ever?
In my mind, I thought we had choices to make together, but apparently we don't. And after my next few batches of DCBS are going to be coming in, I'm going to be leaning heavily into the digital space. And this is not a promise to be taken lightly, because I could get fired if I don't follow this edict from upper level management. So I'll be still collecting Omnis, oversized hardcovers, but I'm going to be super picky and have to read everything else digitally. Like Primordial, I'm going to have to read that digitally. I just can't justify going out buying it when I told her I wouldn't be buying many things anymore. And I think it's fair because I'm totally out of room.
You don't have enough books, Jess.
No, stop. I just picked up Tiago. How are you? Just picked up God Country. Super stoked to read it for the first time. It is great. Ah, here's something that speaks to my co-host.
That's my favorite Batman story ever. And Jess, we have a super chat.
I'm trying to get to it. Where is that?
It's like really close. It's like third from the bottom.
Well, I'm about 8 hours. Oh, I always feel bad with your name, Crippling Depression.
I think he follows me on Instagram with that same handle as well.
I think he might, and I believe we've super chatted before, and I'm always so grateful for the super chat, Crippling, and I always feel so touched that always good to get home from work and be able to catch the stream. Thanks for the hours of entertainment, Jez and company. I can't tell you how much that means to us and how much we appreciate the super chat. I really get unnerved by your name, though. I hope you're okay.
I hope it's a joke and not serious.
Yeah, I really hope you're okay. Thank you for the super chat so much.
But it is really cool over the past 3 years.
Oh, he also says this. Best thing I ever did was go digital.
It's been really cool over the past 3 years to hear how much our videos have meant to people in different ways, especially during the heights of the pandemic, where I think we were really, I don't want to say we were really helping people, but you know what I mean? I think we were giving people some helpful entertainment to help distract them from what was going on.
Well, and I still get still like as recently as today and in the chat previous from the show previous to this one, I'm not saying it's just me, but people, watch YouTube in particular for entertainment. But people are specifically saying they love my show and my shows with you and Kristen, and the stuff that I present. And they're saying how important it is to have videos like this to watch, just to get their minds off of things, or have it on in the background and work, or watch it for chunks at a time and just kind of relax and enjoy things. So I'm taking that really seriously. I told Patty when I was allowed to speak to her, I had to get through her secretary first now.
Did you have like a paddle that you can lift up? May I speak, please, on it?
Well, no, I have to open the wooden door that's barred at her room and knock, and then she looks in the peephole, and then she lets me gain entry.
You knock on your cell door to see if she'll open it?
Knock on the big brown barn door she had installed. But I take it really seriously, Taylor. People are really, they watch YouTube. I don't watch YouTube, so I don't know the effect on people, but people really look to YouTube for entertainment and relief from the stress of the day. And I told Patty I was taking that seriously and really going to start trying on the days that I feel good to at least make one video. I should be able to come up with 3 videos a week consistently, and that would help people who are enjoying our videos. And speaking of, apropos of nothing, rather, for those of you who joined late, I have my own code for organic price books. It's code OMNIDOG in all caps. It's in my description of this video. because if you want to save even more money, that's $2 off an order with code OMNIDOG. Save 5% off your total order if you ship 3 or more books together, and you need to cut and paste this one. Just brag, ship it together. So peace and love to Organic Price Books. And May's book. Okay, yeah, I want to read that. I would watch an OmniDogs Vault that is 100% digital. Well, I wouldn't be doing any hauls, but I'd be doing a lot of reviews. So it's the same thing. If you want to know what a good book is or what maybe a not so good book is, I'd rather concentrate on what the good books are. That's what it was all about. Helping people find good books they may not know about. There actually was a mission statement to this channel. Ascender is finally getting an oversized HC in August. I didn't buy anything. Now I can binge the entire.
I have to buy that hardcover. I love Descender.
Oh, I did too, and I didn't buy a thing. I didn't buy a trade or anything. I am one of the chosen.
See,
I can just buy the book.
You had Descender and trade, but then you upgraded, right? And now you're just sticking. You knew Ascender was gonna get a hardcover. If it's Jeff Lemire, it's gonna get a hardcover.
Yeah,
there's no reason to get a trade paperback.
I don't know what made me get the Visions books, except that they were hardcover. I'll probably rebuying them in some format. I don't know.
Descender's probably one of my top 3 Jeff Lemire books. It might be number 1. I love that series so much.
December number 1. Okay.
Descender.
Yeah.
I love that series. The Dustin Wynn art is fantastic.
Yeah. Can totally understand people going digital. The amount of space of physical is insane. That's true.
We are insane. That is true.
Jess and friend and I agreed that it's probably best to have someone with veto power over our spending. So count your blessings.
That's what a wife is for.
That just got instituted in the house, as a matter of fact. Yes. I now have price controls.
Thankfully, Kate's never had to tell me to stop buying stuff or to stop spending too much. Because I'm a pretty cheap guy. I'm a pretty frugal guy, as Jess knows.
Yeah.
So, but I do want to slow down a little bit more this year, just because I am running out of room too. Unless I get a new house, I have a basement or something that I can really utilize. Right now, I have an unfinished basement, so I have to be careful of what I buy.
Right. How's your baby? How's your family? How's Bat Sam?
They're all doing good, but me and the wife are tired. That's for sure.
But
it's been getting better the past couple weeks.
Oh, that's good. Listening to you guys while placing my March DCBS order. Well, I'm happy to tell you, Bavarian, I think they're caught up. This stuff was all, here's one of the latest books I got, Wind Volume 2. What an awesome book. This is Volume 2. Yes, it's going to come out in deluxe oversize as big as my house for $10. And I'm going to be bummed out that I got these digest-sized hardcovers. I don't care. I had to read Wind right away. One of my books of the year last year, Wind number 1 was, and I have no doubt that this will be in my top 5 too this year. Top 5 also.
Is that a Kristen book? It looks like a book that she would really like.
Yeah, she loves it. I'm trying to decide. Oh yeah, she loves it. I'm trying to decide if she told me about it or if I knew about it ahead of time.
If you show me a cover of a book, I can tell you if it's a Kristen book or not.
That's a Kristen book.
That's definitely a Kristen book.
Right. I should show you. I wonder if we should play that game. Is that a Kristen book?
We should do that with the 3 of us, and we can do, is this a Taylor book to Kristen? Is this a Kristen book to Taylor?
Perfect.
You can be the moderator.
Okay, so you guys will show each other books, or I'm going to show you books?
I think you should show us books that you know, because you know us better than we know each other.
Okay, yeah.
So you could be like, is this a book that Taylor would like, or is this a book that Kristen would like?
And who guesses?
We do. Like, I guess for Kristen, you guess for, I guess. You're the moderator. She guesses the books I would like. I guess the book that she would like.
Okay, so if I held up this, what would I say?
Taylor, is this a book that Kristen? This is a Kristen book, and I would say yes or no. I would say yes to that one, and vice versa with a book like if you held up Reckless or something like that, or a crime book.
And what if I held up the Doctor Strange Volume 2 Silver Age?
That's for neither of us.
That's for Jess, your moderator.
Jess. Yeah, that's for Jess.
This is totally for me. This is my wheelhouse of weirdness. I love this stuff. And I am, honestly, though, it's not a first week read, but it's solidly on my plans to read it this lifetime. I also got Fantastic Four Volume 2 of Dan Slott's. Did you get this already?
I haven't bought it yet, but I will be buying it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the first volume. I just knew it wasn't going to sell out quick, so I didn't feel like I need to prioritize it.
Right.
I'm trying to make sure I'm prioritizing the books I think could sell out quick. Like Volume 2 of Daredevil by Zdarsky could sell out really quick because that first one did. That one sold out like in a day or two. So I'm definitely going to be picking that up day one when it drops this month.
That's this month. Okay.
I think it's March 22nd. You never know. They keep pushing everything back. That's been pushed back, and so is Venom. So you just never know what's going to happen.
Well, you can go to comicreleases.com and find out your updated dates there. That's another friend of the channel.
Chris does a good job of updating it, but even those get changed. Then that's not his fault. That's just the fault of
I know.
company,
When he sends me those thumbnails, he's updating right until the show starts. So he does the best he possibly can. Anyway, I like the first book of Slott's FF. I'm on board for reading some more until it's not good. I like it a lot.
The thing I'm worried about, Jess, with that series is I know that Volume 3 is going to tie into Empire.
No, Empire?
Empire
I thought
with
we
a
were
Y.
done with Empire. Wasn't that like 10 years ago?
Empire with a Y?
Yeah.
No, Empire with a... Wait, is it called Empire?
Yeah, it is.
It's
I
that
think
new
you're
omnibus
right.
that came out last year.
Yeah.
And I heard nothing but bad things about it.
Yeah.
Even though it's by Al Ewing and Dan Slott. I thought that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm hoping... I just get so tired. I just want events to be over. Like, can we just be done? Can we all just decide? I know it's not going to happen because I know they're big money makers. I'm just so tired of it. I just want to read a good, contained story. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Right.
I'm just tired of these stupid, I got to read this event to understand this series. Oh, come on.
Speaking of events, War of the Bounty Hunters.
I love Darth Vader by Greg Pak, though.
Yeah.
I haven't read the Darth Vader issues of this, but the main series itself, both Rick Nelson and I did not enjoy it, and we love all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hate to say that to you because I know you got them all, but I just didn't enjoy it.
I can read them and get some level of enjoyment out of them. I'll be all right. Thank you, though.
You can squeeze some water out of that rock.
You bet. Also, I got Black Cat Volume 6 because I'm still digging this. What
is that, Zeb Wells?
This is Jed McKay.
Oh, okay.
Jed McKay. Anyway, this has been a really good series. I've really dug this series. They've really along with Domino and somebody else that have the sort of super lucky mutation, they've really upped that part of her as not just a cat burglar that's really good, but she has incredible luck like Domino does, and it plays into this, and it's really good. I'm happy to keep reading this till his run is done. I've enjoyed this almost as much as I've enjoyed Black Widow by Kelly Thompson. Then I got Asterix Volume 3, which you have zero information or inclination or anything that you want on it, which I totally get.
It's not a Taylor Brown book, I don't think.
Here's a book you won't want, but you can appreciate how beautiful it is.
The Fourth World. How many of those are going to be?
Oh, boy.
The best dialogue in comics.
Here's a picture of the man, the king himself. I think there's going to be at least one more. but I'm looking at the stuff here.
I had
And
no desire to read that, but man, how many great concepts came out of that?
yeah,
Dark Side, New Genesis, Apocalypse, Mr. Miracle. There's just, man, a lot of great stuff coming out of there. So you got to respect it.
I feel like but I totally get how people. Oh, the second of two absolutes. Okay, so this is it.
Oh, nice.
Um,
But that might
yeah,
be the best looking absolute cover or design out of
what
all.
this is?
Yeah, that's a
Oh, I
pretty great.
agree.
That's probably my I don't want to buy it. I'm not going to read it, but of all the absolutes I could think of, that probably has the nicest.
Yeah,
design.
with the little cutout of like Orion in here.
And the mother box. It's like a mother box. That's really cool.
Oh, I have a
Nice.
mother box. Where is that thing? Oh yeah. Yeah. So this and the next book were in one box alone, and they're both heavy. Madman Volume 2.
How many of those think there's going to be?
5.
Oh boy.
That's a definite. There's 5. I'm way behind Marvel Guy. We both love Morrison's run on Batman, but neither of us think that's a good place to start on Batman.
As I always say, it's like a PhD level Batman.
Yeah.
Read Snyder's run, read King's run, read Year One, Dark Knight Returns, all that other stuff before you try to dive into that. It's definitely not the first thing to put up on your list of books for Batman.
Oh, listen to this. You're just so positive. No matter what happens, we can already count on seeing that silky smooth mustache.
With the there you go. With the rest of it.
And that happy voice telling us how great all new Wolverine is. That is true.
That's one of my favorite Marvel books for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. This is actually true, Atit. Now's not the time for me to play this card. This card's getting played though, because some omnis, like the Wonder Woman Silver Age Omnibus, I think people are thinking that's one I need to do an overview of, and I'm going to tomorrow if I feel good enough, please. So I would need to get that, but there are some books, and like people may want my opinion on the Question Omnibus.
I do want that.
Sorry?
I do want that.
Yeah. So I am going to use that, but not for a while.
I think I was telling Jess. I think just going through another sweep of your collection and trying to figure out what you want to sell, I think you'll be able to help sustain your collection even longer. And I know you're stopping doing the Hot Toys and stuff, and stopping doing the statues. So you're definitely putting the brakes on for everything else. So you're putting the brakes on for books. So I think it's okay as long as you are in moderation with buying books. I think you'll be safe. I think you'll be allowed in your house.
Do you want to word that in a text to Patty somehow that makes you get right?
It would just seem like you told me to do it.
Not if you use your own words.
I don't know. I'm too nervous to try that.
I don't blame you.
As long as she sees things going out, I think she'll be happier with things coming in. Not happy, maybe okay with things coming in. I could be wrong though. I don't know.
Hey, now that you're down with OPB, I am. You have to start joining the Wednesday live streams. Oh, if you feel up to it, we have a lot of fun. Every other Wednesday, I'm on OmniBros, but I could do a Wednesday live stream if I'm not doing OmniBros. What time is it? What's the format? Do you guys just yap? What do you guys do? That sounds fun. So this looks like a good time to talk about them again. Why do I always keep hitting brand? $2 off your order. OmniDog. 5% off shipping with 5% off your order if you ship 3 or more books together using Just Bragg Ship It Together. I gotta reword that. That doesn't look right. Just doesn't look right. I don't know, OPB. Call me Top Gun seems to know more about OPB than I do. Top Gun, does OPB do international shipping? I actually don't know. Just a sec. I need to tell you something. Ding, 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 ding. We're also interested in your opinions on books we already know about. Okay, good. That's fair. Jess, do you think Marvel will ever reprint the Avengers Omnibus Volume 1? I 100% think they will. I can't tell you it's going to be this year or next year, but it's definitely happening. And I think maybe even the Kurt Busayek Avengers out of print, or has it been solicited to be reprinted?
There's too many books that are being reprinted to keep track of, really. It's just,
We
I feel like
all know
Omar's posting a video like every day about a reprint or a new Omni, so it's hard to keep track of all of them.
Yeah. So the answer is yeah, you will get it, because they have been doing a super job at reprinting stuff and printing new stuff, like Gwenpool. I'm envisioning 100% digital OmniDogs vault, where instead books and root beer baths, you dump root beer on your laptop when you reset. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I already spilled Coke on my laptop.
That's one of the best moments ever.
Thank you. Hey, Lars, it's past 3 a.m. and I am still watching. Do you need to go to sleep? We could start talking about action figures. I'm teasing you, buddy. You're a good viewer. And you did something that would touch me very deeply by sending me your good wishes. So I'm just teasing you, pal. Thoughts on the Man-Bat Mcfarland figure? Have you seen that?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I wasn't really a fan. Did you see it?
I did. I did like it, but I wish the wings didn't follow his arms. I think they're like attached with the arm or something. He doesn't have winging wings. He has like arm wings or something.
Well, that's how he looks, though.
I know, but that doesn't make for a fun figure for me. I want if his. Well, let me think. Maybe it was how high he could go. There was something about it that just didn't light me up, but I did find it interesting and good that they did do a Man-Bat figure. But there was something about it I wasn't 100% on. I'll check it out again. I'm not going to get it, but if here it is, John. If you like it, you should get it. Unless you're on the fence.
Coming out too, I think.
What's that?
They have a Killer Croc coming out too, I think, from the Arkham games.
That one looked pretty good to me, I think.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool.
I've been enjoying Newburn. I want to read that. That's Zdarsky again, right?
And Jacob Phillips, we've had the show before.
Oh yeah. Our first guest ever.
And that Texas Blood is a great crime comic. I really hope that they're gonna do a hardcover, because I'm waiting. I haven't bought the trades, so I'm waiting for that hardcover. I'm hoping they do it, because it's a great series.
Nice. If you like Descender from Mark Spector or Jake Logley, you should check out the Kill Lock from IDW. Read it last month or the month before. Amazing. Kill Lock. I'm gonna have to buy that from Comixology or something, and that's still spending money.
IDW is on Hoopla, I think. I'm not sure how.
Oh, on Hoopla?
Yeah, but Hoopla doesn't get everything like right on time. Sometimes they do, but you might have to wait a little bit. So they don't get every single book, every single series, but they have a pretty good hit rate with DC and Image and Dark Horse. And they have some IDW as well.
I will write that down, Mark Jake. Kill Lock by IDW. Sounds boss. I would sing this, but we'd get demonetized, and I can play it on my mouth harp. And no, that wasn't just one note. That was several. Show you the books. Dude, you're late. We already showed our books. No. I've got a strategy here.
This will be fun. This will be interesting.
No, I think you've heard it already. I got I really want to play I think I'm gonna have to bring Spider-Man down here and play it on my PS4. I got the PS5 upstairs in the family room where my wife can hear everything. Now, when my daughter comes over and we play Horizon Zero Dawn, then it's fine. But I think if my wife walks by me and sees me reading, she thinks I'm doing research and work. If she walks by and sees me playing video games, I'm going to find a chore list right in my lap. She sees that as wasting time, I think. And if I want to do that, like left alone, I'm going to have to do it down here. So I'm re-strategizing because I had it loaded upstairs into the PS5. But I think my tail is between my legs enough right now at this point that I'll probably just bring it down here. But the Miles Morales game is a PS5 game, so that's going to have to be played upstairs.
Both are great games.
We need more Taylor Kristen crossover episodes.
More. I don't think there's ever been one.
I don't think there's been one either. Wait, what was the idea? Oh, I hold up a book and you guys guess if it's for the other person or not.
Yeah.
How would you describe that? Like, how would I describe that to Kristen?
How about the game could be called "Who's Going to Read This Anyway"? Like, whose line is it? Whose line is it anyway?
Okay, good.
Basically, it's you holding up a book that you think that you would know one of us would read or not read, and we try to guess for each other. Basically, that's the general gist of it.
Oh, Diabetic Superman. We've got crippling depression and Diabetic Superman. I just got that Doctor Strange Omni today. Right on, man.
And that'd be hard for Superman to take his insulin. He'd have to have like a kryptonite tipped needle or something.
Yeah. They only printed like 10 copies of that first Zdarsky Daredevil OHC.
It went quick. I'm hoping with the second one it won't be like that.
Did you get it?
I got it, yeah.
Okay.
But I bought it day one. So if you didn't buy it day one, you were kind of screwed.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my trades on that. That and the Soul ones, I'm sticking with my trades on.
I stuck with the trade and the Soul one, but I had to get the hardcovers for Zdarsky.
Zdarsky's, really?
That's gonna be one of my favorites if the quality continues. And I'm really excited. Zdarsky's gonna be writing the main Batman series.
That is amazing
That's
news.
Crazy.
Can he just go wherever he wants?
He doesn't have an exclusive
coming out from everybody.
He has a Substack. He has DC. He does Marvel. I think he's slowing down on Marvel. I think he's pretty much only doing Daredevil at this point.
Is Newburn Image?
Yeah, that's Image. He has Stillwater at Image too. That's a Skybound book through Image.
Okay.
He does Stillwater. He does Newburn. He does Batman the Knight, which is a 10-issue miniseries about Bruce Wayne's training, which I'm excited about because that's not really an area of his life that's really covered much in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that. And he'll be doing the new Batman series coming up with Jorge Jimenez, who's a great artist.
Oh,
so I'm really, really excited about that.
Good. Yeah, I think you should be getting the Danny Ketch omnibus because I finally found volume 1 of the classic collection for a good price and bought it. So I could have both trades. So now that I have that, you should be getting a Danny Ketch Omni. I need them to release Star Wars Legacy Omnibus. Art and story are just so good. Oh, here's Harrowing 2.0, who usually asks really good questions. Hey, Justin Taylor, who do you guys think are some of the most underused and underappreciated Bat villains? I feel the ventriloquist is a good example.
That's a good one. There's a couple good stories with him and a different ventriloquist in the Paul Dini Batman runs. So yeah, he has a really good story there. Trying to think who else. The Mad Hatter's underappreciated, and he has a really good story in Gotham Central.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that one, Jess.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else.
I know. I'm looking around. Underused and underappreciated.
Well, the Penguin I just told you about. I think he's underused. I think this is like the best Penguin story you could possibly read.
Yeah.
I think he's not. I thought the Penguin's utilized a lot in Batman, but he's never the main villain. He's always like the person that Batman goes to the Iceberg Lounge and beats him up for information, but he's very rarely the main villain in a series. So I think he is really shown to be a formidable villain and a person to be reckoned with in Gotham. And I really liked the portrayal of him in the Batman movie. I won't say any more about that, Jess, but that's not really a spoiler.
Son of a bitch! That did not happen. The betrayal of who?
What do you mean? I said his portrayal.
You said betrayal.
No, I said portrayal. I did not say betrayal.
Oh, I take the son of a bitch back. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, you jerk. I said I really like his portrayal, and like Colin Farrell is unrecognizable in that movie. It's crazy, but I really like his portrayal. I think he's really good in that. So I think he's an underutilized villain for sure, as being a main feature.
I'd like to see. I know she's not considered underused and underappreciated, but I don't know that she has that many well-written stories about her. That's Poison Ivy. Tom King wrote her to perfection. And I read a recent Catwoman book that was really good that a viewer recommended to me, and I can't think of what it was now. I'm sorry. Did I say Catwoman? I meant Poison Ivy. I'd like to see her. I don't know. Maybe she has been done enough, and people don't want to see.
She has a really good story in Greg Rucka's Detective Comics run in the New Gotham books. She has a really interesting story, Poison Ivy, which I think you would enjoy. You would definitely love his run, Jess.
I need to read that and Paul Dini this year.
Oh, the Paul Dini run is so good. That and Streets of Gotham.
It's my it's kind of my secret shame that's not a secret anymore.
Shame, for sure.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, please, people, smash the like button. McKay's Moon Knight is super good. The first trade is out now. Okay, so that's the McKay that wrote Black Cat. So he's a good writer then. Which I thought he was. Are we done with this? Underused?
Yeah, I can't really think of.
I know we're not. I don't do well trying.
The ventriloquist we talked about because you mentioned it. We talked about the Penguin. You mentioned Poison Ivy.
Condiment King.
There's a great Batman animated series episode with Condiment King.
Right.
Have you watched that one yet?
Is it in season 2?
It's so hard for me to remember because I used to have the DVDs for so long as a teenager that's how I remember the series.
Oh.
And that was in season 3 of the DVDs. So it's probably in season 2 on HBO Max. But I can't say for 100% sure. I'm still trying to get used to the HBO Max.
Tell me what happens in it briefly.
Basically, these comedians across Gotham start going insane and wearing different crazy outfits, like the Rat King, whatever, the Rat something, the Condiment King, and it turns out tying into a certain villain, which I don't want to ruin for you.
Okay, I don't think I've seen it.
It's a good episode. It's a fun
okay,
episode.
good.
I think it's by Paul Dini, if I'm remembering correctly. So that's always a good time whenever he writes an episode. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other Batman villains that are underutilized. I don't know why I'm not seeing any based on the books I'm looking at.
Yeah,
I said the Mad Hatter too. So I got a couple out there.
Is Mr. Freeze used well enough?
I wouldn't say he's used a lot. Not as much as others. But really, the best Mr. Freeze story is always going to be Heart of Ice by Paul Dini. And
I'm not going to bother to disagree with that because it's true.
That's pretty much. I didn't love his reinterpretation in New 52. If you remember what his background was, where it was Nora wasn't his wife; it was a woman that he was obsessed with.
Oh yeah.
I did not like that.
No.
That really turned the pathos of like a really relatable villain trying to save his wife. I mean,
slightly sympathetic.
I mean, what lengths wouldn't you go to save your wife from dying? It's like we can all.
Does she have a life insurance policy or not?
Oh man, I hope Patty's not watching this. But it's everyone can relate to that. There's someone in your life that you go to any lengths to save. A daughter, a son, a spouse, somebody. But he was like obsessed with this woman. He didn't really care about him. It just made him a real jerk and not really sympathetic like he usually is.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like that interpretation.
I love the asterisks you have, Jess. As a kid, my old elementary school used to have all the Asterix books. I always enjoyed reading about Asterix and Obelix. Me too. And then I found out they've been retranslated, I think, for more of an American audience. So the translation may not be as good as it was when we read those growing up. And I read them actually mostly as a teenager. So be warned about that. You're missing out by this is a good book for you and Sam to start reading together. It's really good.
Yeah, he's a bit young for comics at this point. I hope to get him into comics at some point, though. He grabbed some of my books that were on the table today. He brought them over to me. He loves to thumb through my novels I get from the library, even though there's no pictures in them. He thinks it's fun to just...
How do you know he's not reading them? You could have a super genius on your hands.
I really hope so, because I'd love for him to be rich someday and take care of me.
I totally agree with that. I'm begging Kelly to get a great job.
To help you buy more books.
No. It's still on course to be released. I don't know that its date has been moved to my knowledge.
I don't know when it was originally supposed to. I can't remember.
I feel like
May, maybe April.
Yeah, let me actually go to comicreleases.com and see what he has to say. Are you up there? Yeah, there you are. Comic releases. Wait, I think I can search. Can't I? Yeah. The Question Omnibus. The Question Omnibus. Search for The Question Omnibus. Click to this. Nothing ever works for me. Oh, The Question by Dennis Volume. Oh. Come on. All right, let's do this the hard way.
Man, you're all being entertained so hard right now.
I'm looking for the question. Somebody asked.
Old man shouts at browser. That's what we're doing right now.
May 17th. It hasn't been moved.
All right. Good.
There. I hope you're all
Sometimes I get happy when things are moved. I'm like, okay, good. I can afford all the things I want this month. Sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a horrific nightmare of a month.
Yeah.
With my wallet.
And Lloyd is talking about the card I was going to play about using books as my means of entertaining people. But like Han Protocol, you can only use it a few times until you need to retire it. Han Protocol should really only be used once in your life.
If you use it more than once, you're really asking for trouble.
Yeah, it got me something, but I wouldn't recommend ever trying it again.
Even trying it once is really risky.
Yeah. But then people actually chipped in and got me that irredeemable original art. So it does happen.
Well, that makes you the ability to use the Han Protocol again even less likely when you get a real gift.
Right. I'm going to follow that to its logical end and say don't use it again. Marcelo disagrees with those comments about Grant Morrison's Batman. It's weird in some parts, but it's the story itself that is weird. Knowing a lot about Batman doesn't really make it easier, in my opinion.
Well, I'll put it this way, Marcelo. It wouldn't be the first run I tell people to read if they never read any Batman. That would not be a good place to start. I always point people to read Year One, read Long Halloween, read Snyder's Run, and then you can kind of go from there. It definitely wouldn't be the first thing that people should check out. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Organic Priced Books does do international shipping. Oh, so now are you more interested, all those viewers? Code OmniDog, $2 off your order. 5% off your order if you ship 3 or more books together with the code JustBrag. Ship it together. So there
That's
you go.
organicpricebooks.com. I'm not really stealing from you if we're
No,
trying to
it's
help
an
you.
homage.
Yeah, it's true.
MN40, who I choose to believe looks like that Avatar picture.
Me too.
I'm skipping the thin trade paperbacks. That's something I feel will never be collected again. Skipping the current Black Cat and Spider-Woman runs because I feel there will be OHCs down the road. And of course, I am collecting the Spider-Woman run. Spider-Woman has a long, lengthy history of uncollectibleness. I have a ton of her trades, and I'm not aware of a lot of Spider-Woman OHCs, if there are any. So I'm just telling you, that's my way of thinking with her in particular. I just had a book collapse here, so I'm trying to save some things. I'm not convinced that. I think you're right about Black Cat, but I don't know about Spider-Woman. Amen. Currently, the rates are rather high, but they are working on finding an affordable solution for the international peeps. Here's my question. Busayek Perez will be reprinted end of year. Everything will be printed. Why is there a red eel attacking... What are you talking about? He lights up, dude.
Have you never seen Cyclops before in his power? He shoots a red eel from his eye.
I just turned the batteries on. Let me turn my lights off here. Wait, I'll turn that one light off. Okay.
That barely changed anything, but okay.
No, look. Can't you see? It's lit up now? All right, fine. I'll turn all the lights on.
I didn't say that.
Well, now you can see it. That's his eye beam. Not an eel.
You should just sit in the dark from the rest of the show.
Okay.
You're hiding from Patty.
As long as you can see these cool things my daughter gave me, I'm fine with it.
It's like you're in a rave right now in a nightclub. All you need is one of those baby bottles with the ecstasy in it, and you'll be good to go.
Here's a question for you.
I am confused about the Astro City book. Are these trade paperbacks? Are we ever going to get hardcovers? That's the thing I'm concerned about. I would love to pick up Astro City because I love Kurt Busiek, and Jess has promised me that I'll like it.
Yep.
So I just don't. I think there'd be trades though. I really want to get hardcovers of that. So give me the information on the Metro books. I think they're trades, but
I feel like they're not compendiums, or
they're like thicker trades. I think.
Oh, all right.
Maybe they're compendiums. I don't like compendiums, so I don't. If it's a compendium, I'm not going to buy it. I really would love a hardcover line from
You
that.
are staying strong, man.
You don't like compendiums either.
No,
So we're just not fans of that particular format.
Mm-mm.
And so I'm just not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about the creasing on the spine, because the biggest thing I care about with the look of my books is how they look on the spine, because that's the most I'm going to see it on the shelf. So if a spine has a huge crease in the middle, it's going to drive me insane.
Mm. Favorite episode of Batman Beyond?
I have to think about that. I really like the Shriek episodes. What was my favorite? Well, it's not really a Batman Beyond episode, but there's a Justice League Unlimited episode called Epilogue, which pretty much serves as the ending to Batman Beyond, which was awesome. That was really, really cool.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to you watching Batman Beyond in your nursing home someday, Jess.
Quiet. Don McHugh picked up the 2 Checkmate Rugged trades this weekend. They're good. I liked them.
Yeah, I read that about 4 or 5 months ago. I enjoyed them.
Oh, yeah, that was you, Spoonful. Poison Ivy Cycle of Life and Death. It was really good. Twists and turns, I dug it. Ooh, Zaz is underused and so creepy. I liked how he was used. I only watched one season of Gotham, but I like how he was used in Gotham.
I did not like that show.
That's why I stopped at one
I
season.
tried watching 5 episodes and I gave up. I am excited for the Gotham PD HBO Max show. That'll be interesting. I'm hoping it'll be at Gotham Central.
Mm.
I'm also unbelievably excited for this Cape Crusader animated show with Ed Brubaker as the showrunner.
That is amazing.
Dude, Ed Brubaker, Bruce Timm, the director of the Batman, J.J. Abrams. We can leave him off the list. I don't really care about J.J.
Oh my
Abrams.
God, does Henry Abrams have anything to do with this?
I don't think so. J.J. Abrams is the least impressive name on that list for me, but Matt Reeves, Ed Brubaker, and Bruce Timm, I'm excited.
Do you think they can keep JJ and his son's hands off of this book?
I don't know
What's
how
he
much
doing in there.
J.J.
What's J.J.
Abrams
Abrams doing in that?
J.J. Abrams produces a lot of stuff, but doesn't really actually have the biggest hand in it, so I'm not too worried about it.
All right,
he had a hand in. I mean, he did the Star Trek movies, which we both enjoyed.
Yeah,
he produced other things too. So I mean, whatever.
Well, I don't have anything against him. It's just his son and the bloodline.
I mean, ever since Rise of Skywalker, I've kind of had something against him, but
yeah,
doesn't make me too. But the other names are more than exciting enough for me.
I think the Scarecrow story where he tortures the guy who assaulted a female student, it made me see the Scarecrow in a different light. I can't pull that one up right now. What that one was. That's an interesting one, though. Oh. Batman Omnibus or Gotham Central? Batwoman Omnibus.
I will say what Robert Downey Jr. said in the first Iron Man movie. Is it too much to ask for both? Because I love both of them, so I think you should get both of them.
That's a big statement from Taylor.
They're both great books. I just finished Batwoman, the Omnibus, a couple weeks ago. It was a bummer that J.H. Williams, both writers didn't get to finish the way they wanted to. Greg Rucka didn't get to finish the way he wanted to, and J.H. Williams. Mark Andreyko did a quick wrap-up issue, which wasn't the best, but it was good enough as a send-off. But I wish they could have finished out the way they wanted it to. But there's some of the best art ever in any comic book I've ever read is in Batwoman.
Unbelievable.
Gotham Central is just one of the best Batman's books ever. It's just a great series.
That didn't have much to do with Batman.
Right. It didn't have much to do with Batman. I think it's a must read. I mean, it's bigger Greg Rucka and Michael Lark. That's a really winning combination. So I would say both. I can't pick one or the other.
But he can't decide. Is there
I can't decide. We just decided for you. Get both.
Batwoman's awfully good.
If push came to shove, I would take Gotham Central.
Yeah.
But I would say you really should get both.
Now, he's asking me this because I believe I got Savage Lands Rogue and Psylocke for my birthday last year, right? I got them both. Oh, did I pay for those? I would say Psylocke for Omar's birthday gift. That's my suggestion.
I'm going to give a 10-minute warning.
Okay.
Taylor, the dad, needs to go to bed earlier nowadays.
Yes.
I like to wind down after these shows and have some Taylor time and then head to bed. So
Kurt said hardcovers will be coming way down the road.
Then I'll be buying it way down the road.
They're nice thick trades, but nowhere near compendiums.
We always have a lot to read, so I can wait.
Mm-hmm.
That's always Jess's thought, usually.
What's that?
You always have a lot to read, so you're not really in a rush.
No, I'm not really for anything. I'm looking through. Oh, I'm caught up. Hearing 2.0. What's your guys' favorite volume of the Criminal Deluxe Edition series? Or if it's easier, favorite criminal stories in general?
I think Cruel Summer is the best. I really like Cruel Summer hardcover. That one's out of print, but they just released the complete collection of it, though.
Oh, that's good.
So at least you can read it in that format. I think Cruel Summer is definitely a great end cap to that series. I mean, I would love that there was more, but if that was it, that's perfectly fine for me.
I'm going to say volume 3 for me.
There's a lot of great stories in that one. Wait, there it is.
Because it's got Heroes Have Always Been Junkies, which is my favorite criminal
Bad
story.
Summer. It has Bad Summer, and it has those 2 magazine size ones.
Yeah, so I really like it. That was a fun volume.
They're all great though. There's no bad criminal stories.
Yeah,
but I really do think Reckless is my favorite thing by them now. I just love those books so much.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the new one, which is going to be focusing on Anna. And it's going to be, I don't think Ethan's really going to be in it very much. I think he's out of town. She has to solve a case on her own, which sounds like a book that you'd be interested in, Jess. I know you love the female-led book.
The strong female protagonist.
I think it's a perfect time to do it because the 3rd volume really was focused on their relationship. And so you got to know her a lot more.
Yeah.
See her in action. I think it'd be really cool to kind of see her solve a crime on her own.
That would be cool. She's a cool character.
And then Volume 5 will come out this year too.
What's that? 4 and 5?
Yeah, 4 and 5 will come out this year.
Do you know 5's name?
Follow Me Down, I think.
Because I feel like some of these have song titles.
Well, Destroy All Monsters was a movie title that's on the marquee or as a poster in the theater. Reckless, Friend of the Devil.
Friend of the Devil is a Grateful Dead song, and then Ghost in You is a Psychedelic Furs song.
And then I think the newest one's called Follow Me Down.
That sounds like it could be a rock song or anything.
Could be a grunge song or something.
Maybe it's a Nirvana song I'm blanking on. Okay, so once again, please use the code OMNIDOG at Organic Price Books. Use the code OMNIDOG for $2 off your order and 5% off your order when you ship 3 or more books together. Jess Bragg, Ship It Together, and I will have that in the description. I have everything.
I think because didn't you buy multiple copies of Criminal because you were worried? You bought it from different sources?
Oh, yeah. Number 2, yeah.
Right. I think that's what he was talking about.
Oh, okay. I have 2 copies of number 2. I think it's time we can wrap this up. Minister of Comics, where can we find you?
You can find me at Minister of Comics on Instagram, where I just posted my non-spoiler Batman movie review. I posted my haul yesterday as well. I do hauls, I do reviews, I do reels as well. So if you feel so inclined, give me a follow. And I'd love to see you on there. And leave a comment, leave a like whenever you can.
And you can find me, OmniDog's Vault, on this channel, OmniDog's Vault. And I actually posted a few things today on Instagram, or at least 2 things on Instagram, OmniDogs_Vault. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to the chat. You were wonderful. Thank you to people watching afterwards. Thank you to Organic Price Books. Thank you to my co-host, Minister of Comics. And we'll play us out here. Play us out.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Play us out. I can't read it. We'll play us out, and peace and love. Thank you all very much. Your viewership means everything to us. Thanks.
We'll do it live.
Better days. Better days. Better days.